So this is actually unraveling super quickly. This is from the sleeves and the collar, so I am kind of left with a tank top now. I also did start unraveling the bottom of the shirt and it took me really long. I thought it was Italian bind off. No, it turns out it was regular, like it was a regular cast on because this is a bottom up knit. I thought I was unraveling an Italian bind off. No. This shirt originally took me maybe a month to work up. I've been unraveling for an hour, and this is how much I have left of it. It is all gone. If there was a sport, or if unraveling was a hobby, I'd be a pro at it because this is so much quicker than knitting. It's insane. It's not even like twice as fast. It's like, I don't even know what this is. Today, because it's getting warmer out, I thought it would be the perfect time to cast on my Noro Kakigori yarn. This was, I believe, in the shade 1, was all one skein originally. Like when I bought it, I had previously used it to knit up my Monica Geller tee. This was originally a pattern by Nori Nordlund. This was originally a pattern by Sari Nordlund, and I had followed someone else's modification to alter it so that I could be knit up with a DK weight yarn because this is DK weight and the pattern called for fingering weight. However, it didn't really wear that well, and I think it was just the modifications I followed either weren't correct or I just made a mistake somewhere, and I've just haven't been wearing it. I unraveled it to hopefully knit it up into something new, something exciting, something I hope to wear a lot longer. A couple weeks ago, I had asked you guys over on Instagram for some help to choose a pattern for this exact yarn because I originally wanted to knit the Soul Top by Mochi Knits. However, since unraveling the yarn, I looked over for the pattern again and I realized the designer Mochi Knits also had released the Saria Top, which is a similar concept of a knit. It just has a rounded like oval neckline, and instead of the ribbed shoulders, it has an I-cord, and the little bows are just a little bit closer together at the front, and I think it might be just a little bit shorter, but depending on the yarn you can go longer. It does use a little bit less yarn. Now after seeing that, I was extremely torn. Do I still knit the Soul Top or do I now do the Saria Top, the new pattern of the year? I just didn't know which one to do. Now if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I released a poll to help me make a decision. Now if you don't follow me on Instagram, I highly recommend you do because then you can help me with these types of polls. So this here was the result. Overwhelmingly, the majority of you guys told me to knit the Soul Top. I was actually really surprised because the Soul Top came out the year prior in 2023 and this one just came out in March. Interesting. I mean, we're 2025, so more than a year old. I think in the end, I am going to be knitting the Soul Top and following my first intuition and following your advice because I listen. Now the Soul Top was knit with 100% linen, giving it more body with a boxy shape and a loose but not oversized fit. It's worked top down so you can easily choose the length you like. The finishing techniques as well as the slip stitch border around the neckline and the armhole trim were all chosen with the yarn in mind, which I think is going to work because this yarn is mainly a cotton. This is it, right? No, this is my Lyra tee. Cotton. It's already kind of like a boxy, stiffer yarn. I think it's going to work well with the linen that was originally used for the pattern. So I'm really excited. Now just double checked that I had more than enough yarn. I just weighed this and I have a total of 202 grams of yarn, and 200 grams was the original skein. So I'm assuming the skein must have been just like a little bit more on the plus side, which is better. You'd want your skeins when you buy them to have a little bit more than a little bit less. In the end, 200 grams gives you 660 yards, which is just enough to fit in the small and the extra small. I think I would fit in the extra small, but I think just to be safe, I'm gonna knit the small. The medium could have also fit like a little bit with more positive ease, but I definitely do not have enough yarn for it. Okay, so who knows? It is now 4:01, so let's get casting on. I believe I need 30 stitches casted on. So let's go. Here we go. The shirt has been officially started. The short rows are on the shoulders constructed and it is attached at the back. And now I have the pleasure of knitting up over 70 rows of back and forth for the back panel. And then I'm assuming I'm going to pick up the stitches for the front here and start working down the V and connecting them at the center. That is my hypothesis till I get to the armpit. But if you've watched other videos of mine where I start a knit from start to end, you'll know that I don't like to read too far ahead of my pattern. It overwhelms me. So I like to know as much as I need to in the moment and then go on from there. It has bitten me in the butt before, but that's where I'm at. So I'm gonna go sit down, get more comfy, and just keep knitting on these. But so far, this has been 40 minutes. So last night I managed to finish my back panel. So this is the shoulder construction with the 7 inches of knit fabric, because this is till like the armhole length before I can then connect it, the front panels with the back, and then like just have it go back and forth all the way down. But look how pretty. I know I just unraveled it and essentially this is just still flat stockinette knitting, but I can't believe how pretty this yarn is. It's so fun and colorful, and it's a very rainy gray day today, so this is just the pop of color that I need right now. I don't know, I'm very excited, but I wanted to show you guys. By the way, this is 7 hours of work right here. So while watching TV and like doing other things, but nonetheless 7 hours. Yeah.
Vers l'extrémité de la rue et s'y perdait de nouveau dans la nuit. La barricade était dégagée. Te voilà. Tous entourèrent Marius. Quel bonheur. Tu es venu à propos. Sans toi j'étais mort. Sans vous, j'étais gommé.
It's another really gray and gloomy day. Very gray, very dark. But on the bright side, I actually finished the 2 panels for the front. So here I am trapped. Can I actually try? This is the first time I'm attempting to try it on. Ugh. So here's the sole top. The cable is too small to even attempt to close, but so far, I think this will work. I think this yarn is going to be enough. The next part is to connect the front and the back and just go back and forth. And this wasn't even planned. Like, I didn't even try to get the colors to work, but for some weird reason, I guess the panels, the skeins, the way they were rounded up. I mean, this blue starts a little bit lower and this one starts a little bit higher, but I would say they're pretty accurate. Like, they're pretty aligning at the same spot. One is going to be a little bit more blue than the other one, but I'm super happy that I didn't start off with blue and then yellow or yellow and then blue. Like, both shoulders, not planned, line up. And then at the back here, you can clearly see the color changes and the color kind of striping. Although it doesn't really stripe, it's more like, I don't know what to call this when it does this. Now the next part is to connect the armhole connection and start working back and forth for the main body. But the back and the shoulders are now done. It's Saturday, and first off, before talking about the whip, I want to show you guys. I got a skirt. I got the skirt from Mochi. I actually really like it because it has two little pockets, and I don't know why skirts with pockets are so simple yet so hard to find. Same with pants with pockets, anything with pockets that are a decent size. It's a cotton skirt, it's gingham, super cute, and the best part is on the inside, it actually has like a little tie, so you can tighten it or like make it looser. It's not an elastic. Well, there is an elastic, but there's also like an extra tie, which is again a super simple thing to add to a skirt or pants that I feel is an extra bonus and kind of necessary at this point, because sometimes like if you eat a lot, you get a little bloated. You can like make it looser. If you don't, you can make it tighter. Like basically at the end of the day, it just makes the item of clothing so much more comfortable, and I actually wish more skirts or pants or items of clothing had that. I don't know, it's a really simple little thing to add, but I really like it. So but I really wanted to show you guys some progress update on my sole top. So this is where I'm at. I finished the V-neck construction, so the front panels are now done and connected, and we have a little bit of an underarm knit panel going on, and then this is the back. I really like the texture of this yarn, and I don't know, I really like the colors and the texture. It's like very bright and poppy, but still kind of muted. Now it's just knitting back and forth, front and back. There's no more increases, no decreases. It's just knitting in the round. The long, boring part, which is also the part I love. It's just, yeah, I think from the shoulder I need 40 centimeters. So right now, if I was to put it on, this arrives pretty much right under my boobs. So definitely this is way too short. And this is how much I have left on the first skein. I have another skein to go. My big hope is to finish off the project and do the little I-cord bows and have enough for it. If not, like I can use a different yarn, but I-cord little cords don't take up that much yarn, so I should be fine. But there we go. Just uploaded my video over on YouTube, and I am now just knitting on my sole top. Got back from lunch. What do I have planned on this beautiful Saturday afternoon? Knitting. That's it. We're just knitting. It's been a while since I've had a full-on lazy knitting day. I genuinely do not remember the last time. So I think I'm actually just going to sit inside for a couple of hours, and then when the sun starts to set, maybe it's not as harsh of a sun, we can go outside and have a little afternoon out, little picnic type of deal, knit outside. I should also charge my camera for that. But that's my goal for today, a very lazy, no plan Saturday, just some good old knitting. So today is actually the first beautiful day here in Vancouver, and I mean it's been pretty rainy lately, and I just thought the park is really busy, but I just thought why not come out, sit, take in some sun in the shade, and knit. So I brought my soul top with me, and that'll be my Saturday afternoon. What are you guys doing on Saturday? The breeze is nice. The breeze is nice. So I'm at 40 centimeters, I just measured, but this is where my belly button is. This is where the top ends. It's supposed to be a crop top. If I wear it with high-waisted jeans, this could work. Do I make it a little bit longer? Do I make this longer? Let's see what people did on Ravelry. So finishing a knit is always exciting, but I'm actually really excited about this one because I am going to be doing a new bind off today. I've never heard of Icelandic bind off before, so I'm going to be attempting it. It's supposed to be like a regular bind off, but more stretchy, which is apparently really good for garter stitch. And because this is the bottom of a shirt, you don't want it to like cinch in. I think this bind off was chosen for that purpose. I'm gonna have to look up a video for this one, but as a knitter, I love discovering new ways, new tips and tricks, and just new ways to finish knits and work things up. I don't know. And this is how much yarn I have left. I still have a decent amount. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. I'm gonna have to weigh it and maybe make something fun on the side. I mean, I still need to do the I-cords, but I can now block my knit. This is how it binded off. Looks really nice. Maybe it'll be better once it is blocked because right now it's like really, really curly. But I still need to do the little ties, the little tassel. But basically the top is done. The sole top is done. I need to weave in the ends, but yeah. Let's go block. I forgot to show you guys, but this is it before blocking. I usually always get way too excited and just soak it in water immediately, but now let's go get it in water. I'm now realizing that maybe I should have and I could have knit the extra small. I thought it was going to be too small, but it's just like blocked out again because cotton, I always underestimate how cotton fits, and I'm placing one of the I-cords to see where it would land because the V-neck ends here. I can't actually wear this as like a top because my bra is here. And like this here is my bra, but then the tie would be here. So I guess I should have, and I could have knit the extra small. Although the extra small, I was worried it was gonna be too small because like this, I always underestimate how cotton actually blocks and forms and how it actually kind of widens. Definitely should have knit the extra small, even though my gauge and my body size said to knit the small. You live and you learn. I just did something very risky. I just took a gamble, and that is to shrink my sole top. I had just shown you guys that it was just a little bit too deep. The V just went a little bit too low, and I wouldn't be able to wear it without a t-shirt underneath or something underneath. And that kind of made me not want to have the sole top anymore, if that makes sense. So I figured if I want to get the full wear out of it, maybe I could just shrink it. So I just got a bucket, got really, really hot water, and I just dumped it in there. It's now hanging out in the bucket. This is the first time that I'm purposely shrinking something. I just hope that it shrinks like in a good way. I hope that it shrinks like sideways, but the V-neck shrinks up a little bit without it becoming too cropped. Although I do still have a little bit of yarn, so I could elongate it just a little bit. But yeah, I'm a little bit nervous, and I guess we'll see in a couple of days what happened. What if it doesn't shrink at all? Because this isn't the first time I will be washing this yarn. Finally, the first official knit, summer knit of 2025, I would call it done. It has been washed, it has been blocked, it has been ironed, it has been re-washed, it has been re-blocked and re-ironed. But after a couple weeks of continuously finishing it, it is now done, and I'm so happy with it. You will most likely notice in the next couple of videos, I'm wearing this shirt many times in a row because I've been wearing it nonstop over the past couple of days. Anytime it's sunny and slightly warm, it has been my go-to knit of this summer so far. So I think reblocking it tremendously helped. That was the solution for this yarn. That was the solution for this knit. It now fits so much more like the original design did, and I no longer have to wear it with a shirt underneath. I could actually just wear this as is. One thing that I was discussing with my boyfriend is I might have to go back and knit just a little bit longer, simply because when I raise my arms up, the shirt tends to lift up just a little bit. It's just a little bit too short, but if I wear it with a skirt or high-waisted jeans, the shirt fits great. Before I do a grand reveal, I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit more about the yarn, the pattern, and my overall feel with this knit. The pattern was super easy to follow. It is a well-written pattern. It is a really enjoyable knit. This knit up rather quickly. The longest part was actually blocking it, waiting for it to dry, reblocking it, ironing it, and all those steps afterwards. Now, one modification that I did make on this pattern is instead of knitting a crocheted chain, I did a 2-stitch I-cord. I just thought that would work a little bit better, and it was just easier for me. I'm not big on crochet, so anytime I can skip it, I usually do. So I think the I-cord might just be a little bit thicker than a regular chain crochet. That's the only modification I made other than having to shrink it. I did have a little bit of yarn left over, and before realizing, because I realized yesterday I might want to lengthen it, I actually made something a little extra with the leftover yarn. I made my very first little fish. So this is the Rybka pouch, and I knit the size for the AirPod cases. Even though I don't have AirPods, there's this size, and then you could just make the fish longer, and I think the bigger one, she calls it the pencil case. But I made this with some leftover yarn, and it's a little fish that I can now attach to my bag when I wear this top, and I have a little matching accessory. I find this super cute, and I'm actually contemplating if I should make a little Rybka pouch with every knit that I make, so every shirt can have a little fish, and then I could just alternate the fish. That would actually be super cute. Or instead of swatches on my board right there, I could actually have different fishes and different yarns and textures. That could actually be really, really cute. The way that the fish is worked up is kind of interesting because you start off at the edge, but you work up, it's a flat knit fish, so you seam it up all along the sides, which kind of gets you these nice angular shapes. But the I-cord at the top, like you fold it over, seam it, and then you place the I-cord on the inside so that you can close it. I don't know, it's a really simple pattern. It really doesn't take up that much yarn. I just weighed it and it weighs 12 grams. Very small. If you have the minimal, like 15 grams of yarn, you can totally knit a Rybka fish. Now for my fish, I didn't check gauge because it's a little fish. I just used the recommended needle size. You're supposed to knit this with the fingering weight yarn, but Kakigori is DK weight, and it just made it just a little bit tighter to knit. But other than that, I was kind of like, whatever, it's a knit accessory. Not only did I knit the sole top and swap out the crochet chain for I-cord, but I also knit a fish. Now I have about 28 to 29 grams of Noro Kakigori left. I could knit another fish and have a little bit, like 10 more grams left. I could potentially go back in my sole top and add a little bit of length, like maybe half an inch, to make it a little bit less cropped. It really doesn't need that much length. One skein of Noro Kakigori goes such a long way, and it's such a pretty yarn. I'm thinking about going to go buy more in a different colorway. I'm not too sure if I would knit the exact same top, but definitely this is a splendid summer yarn. It feels great. The shirt is not warm, very soft and luxurious cotton, but because of the silk in it, it adds like fun color. At the end of the day, I am actually so glad that I've decided to do this, that I decided to unravel a top that I loved the yarn and I initially really loved, but I just really wasn't wearing anymore, and it kind of just sat in my closet. It made me feel bad because I bought the yarn. This isn't that cheap of a yarn. I think it is $50 the skein Canadian, but it does run you a lot. And it's beautiful colors. Noro is a really good yarn brand, but their yarns can be a little bit pricey. So I felt really bad knowing that that yarn, that knit, was just sitting in my closet, not really doing anything. So I'm obsessed with the fact that I was able to revive it into a top that I will now be hopefully wearing for much longer. And instead of buying new yarn, I was actually able to reuse something. I think that that is an amazing way to start off my summer. I guess now all that's left is to finally show and reveal to you my soul top in all of its glory. And if you're still here, thank you so much for watching the video all the way through. Your support means the world to me, and I hope you have a beautiful, lovely day. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.